Mm-hmm.
So for question 6, what is the formula for gradients? How do we find the gradients of a line?
Then gradient of a line.
There is a formula for it.
Oh, is it changing x over changing y?
One thing I like about you is you're always making an attempt, and I love that. So that means when a student makes an attempt, it becomes so easy for the teacher to correct. You
Mm-hmm.
said change in x over change in the y. On the contrary, it's the change in the y
Oh,
divided
okay.
by the change in the x.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, what is the change in the y?
The change in y is it minus? Wait, -6.
-6. So you had used 9 minus 15 is good. I can choose to use 15 minus 6. We are both correct. So if you use 9 minus 15, that means for the change in x, you are doing t minus 5. Is that sorry, 5 minus the d.
Mm-hmm.
But if I choose to do 15 minus 9, which means for the change in the x, I'll do t minus 5. The same way you moved for the y, the same way you also move for the x. Is that okay?
Wait, can you explain that again?
Okay, so if you have 5 and 9,
Mm-hmm.
and we also have t and 15, you did I would use a red tick for that. So you did 15, sorry, your 9 minus the 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
You saw how we moved for the y. We are going to move the same way for the x, and that's what 5 minus the d. Is that
Oh,
okay?
yeah, that's okay.
So I was saying if you moved this other way, if you moved from 15 to 9, that means here
Oh,
you also move from here to here. Is that okay?
yeah. Wait, is this the same equation where it's like, is it x2 minus x1 over y2 minus y1? Is that a different equation, or is this the same?
It's the y2 minus the y1
Y1.
over
Okay.
x2 minus x1.
Oh, okay.
So the y2 minus the y1 is the change in the y, and the x2 minus the x1 is the change in the x. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
So, but don't make the mistake of changing your y in a different way from the x. If you are changing the y from the right to the left, you must change your x from the right to the left. If you are changing your y from the left to the right, you must also change your x from the left to the right. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
So if that is established, we can come back here and say that 9 minus 15 is minus 6, right? Divided by what? 5 minus t is equal to the gradient, which in this question was given to us as 3. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So how do we go about finding the value of the d? How do we find it?
Um,
Um, this is like solving equations, isn't it?
yeah.
So we can cross multiply if we want to. We can cross multiply, or we can say this over 1. It is over 1. We can multiply both sides by -2, the top and the bottom by -2. Do you know why I did with -2?
Oh, is it because that is common between -6 and 3?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the top is -6 and -6. They can cancel out. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So we can have 5 minus t equals to minus 2. That's the denominator. And from here, we can have 5 plus 2 equals to t and have the t as 7. Is
Yeah.
that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
Someone might decide not to go through the route of timesing by minus 2, especially if there is nothing common to the top. If the top were to be 7, if what we had here were to be 7 instead of 3, then that might not be a good way of solving it. So how else can we do this? We can choose to cross multiply and have the minus 6 on this side is 3 times 5 minus the t. We have the minus 6 is 15 minus 3d. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So we can have 3d is 15 plus 6. 3d is 21, and your d can be equal to 7 as we had previously. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
Very, very good. It's 3 marks. So for a higher paper, a lot is expected. So we don't want to waste our time showing so many things that might not attract marks, because we still have other questions to solve in front. So I'll give you another question. There's a question I want to give you here, not this one, standard form, no.